Hello, you're down here now, so I'm gonna have to get used to looking down here. But before we get into everything today, I do have to kind of show you the space because things are moved around. I am kind of redoing my whole office, so we're gonna start with looking at some of that stuff. But hello everyone. If things look a little different, that is, that's why everything is kind of being pulled apart and put together in a new way, so I'm very excited. Hello, Greg. Get Fly, what's up? What's your question? Victoria, welcome. This is your first live that you have attended. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the live fam. So good to see you. Oh my gosh. 911 Chan, what is up? The Vegan Skeptic. Oh my gosh, you all are here. I'm very, very excited. I know I haven't seen you for a long time, Vegan Skeptic. Oh my gosh. How have you been? Any cool experiences, dreams? What's been going on? Let's see. So I have dreams where I remember as I'd lived in the dreams my entire life. I even remember technologies that don't exist. Have you experienced this? I remember it so much that I can't lucid dream. So I do have like dream memory within my lucid dream where it's like I remember what I did yesterday. I remember the friends that I have. I remember, like, it's, you access this other reality when you're dreaming. So I'm familiar with that. And we've talked about that a couple times, but we'll have to chat about that a little bit more because some of the things that we all remember are similar, like very, very similar. And then some of us have completely different experiences, and it's just really cool to put our heads together and to see what everyone's kind of experiencing. Well, if it isn't Daniel Kelly, how are you doing, my love? How are you feeling today? Okay, first, there's a few things I gotta show you. I don't know if you could see, I got a stand for my wand. So now I have a little wand stand. You can put a second one on there as well. So I'm gonna make my second wand myself. Right here I'm just gonna have some books. Right now I just have like my Harry Potter books and some of my journals. But I do want to show you my desk. My desk is new. Obviously, I have a table there now, so there is no more of that second desk. I threw that away. And then I got a cool, I'm eating some pasta, a cool desk that has some RGB lights under it, and it's like a wood gray. So it's really cool. Before I was just using that table, actually. It's just like an art table, but now I get to actually have an art table right behind me, and then my workspace, and then that little space over there will be like another little art space or a journal space or whatever comes of it. But I'm also going to take everything off the walls too. I'm dealing with cords, so I'm going to try. Let's see if I can show you my walls. So here's my wall. There's my cow up there. Say hello to cow. There's you. All of you. I just have some of my stuff on my wall. I'm gonna take everything down. I got new tapestries. I've got a ton of Harry Potter stuff on the way. And it's gonna be so cool. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna be like, what? I'm telling you. But I'm gonna be moving in a year, so this is all gonna come down. And we going to Washington, baby. Oh, I just can't wait. I just can't wait. Okay. So anyways, that is kind of what's going on. I also got this new computer recently. Forget about the cords, but I'm waiting for my stuff to come in the mail so I can tidy up the cords. This is my little iguana. He's a friend of the Dream Fam. That's, you guys know what it looks like. It's been the same for a very long time. I'm ready for something different. I'm ready for a more like fun, witchy space. Also, I wish there's so many things I want to show you. Maybe I should just wait until it's finished. Let's see. Okay. Right, there's all my witchy stuff. Oh yeah, you can see it pretty well. I had a huge bookshelf against this wall before. You can break it apart and like set it up however you want. If you want it, just two shelves all across, or you want one long one, you can kind of build it. So I have all my little art stuff under there. And then all my witchy stuff is right there. All my herbs and my stones and my pine cones and snail shells and dried herbs and stuff. I'm getting like a 3-tier shelf where I'm gonna make my own witchy station over here. So yeah, I'm really making the most of this space. It feels so good to get rid of that huge desk because it was like I literally had a cubicle that was like really, it felt really crammed. So I can like breathe and everything just feels nice, and I've just been able to like have fun with this space. I also cut my hair, for those of you who don't know. I'll show you. I also have it still so you guys can see the length difference. Let's see. Yeah, my hair was like to there before. Feels so good to have it off, actually. I can breathe. I can go outside with my hair down when it's windy. And I don't have to worry. I'm free now. It's amazing. Anyway, hello everyone. Sorry, I'm just so excited to have some space. Also, our wishes will always be infinite because this will last forever. So that means every time you hold this in your hand and you close your eyes, you get a free wish. Forever. How cool is that? How cool is that? So just know that that's all of our wishes in one dandelion. Okay. What's up, dreamers? Skip, what's up? Good to see you again. Mia, how's it going, summer kid? Let's see, I haven't been signing into you too much and just focusing on lucid dreaming and astral projection material. So getting way more dream recall and lucid dreaming. Yeah, we're actually going to be talking about that today. It's going to be liminal dreaming and mind awake, body asleep. You guys can probably tell from the title. But yeah, so we're going to be diving into a little bit of that as well. What if I made a Lucid Mystic animation? What do you mean? For like a starting soon screen, or just for fun? The computer case looks like an aquarium. I wish I had an aquarium. But yeah, it's pretty. This is like my first actual desktop. And it doesn't have a lot of RGB lights in it, but I found out that I can actually put cool things on the inside, like RGB cool things. So I kind of want to get like a moon lamp, like a glowing moon type thing, have that in there. I also found out that you can program the little screen in there to have like your logo or whatever, so I might do like a Lucid Mystic type deal. That'd be kind of cool, you know? Have to have a dreaming setup. You guys should see the rugs I'm getting. Oh, it's clouds. Oh, I'm getting those little, you know, those little hangy clouds that you can put lights in. And it literally just feels like there's just clouds everywhere and stars. I'm adding that to my space, and then I'm making it like super magical, Harry Potter, Alice in Wonderland type vibes. I don't have a space to paint now. I don't have to like tear apart my whole living room, put down tons of towels to like paint. I actually have a little painting station. So anyways, I'm very excited. Spring cleaning is definitely the energy right now. So if you are feeling a little stuck, or you're feeling, you know, just not yourself, maybe just clear out some space and see what doesn't really fit the person you are anymore. Because I've had stuff that I've had for years that I haven't touched, and it's difficult at first to like initially overcome that block of like being willing to surrender this and give it up. Or, you know, if it means something to you, of course keep it, but usually it's like, okay, I want to keep these things, these are a maybe, this is a no pile, and then maybe a donate pile, whatever you want to do. But once you actually just break through that like resistance to throw just the first thing away, you're like, oh my god, it was that easy? I can just do that anytime? Oh my gosh, I feel so free. And you just like open up your energetic capacity for you to receive. You know, if our energy is too full, you know, it's think about like manifestations and stuff as like a friend. You have to have space and room for that friend to come over. You have to make it feel kind of welcoming and inviting. So think of abundance and all of your dreams and desires as friends, like actual friends. And learn about those types of energies, like what would call this part of your life in, you know, what would make this space feel more inviting, almost like you're setting up your space for a date, but it's for your manifestation. And doing that kind of switches the perspective in your brain from like want or lack of to you already have and you're preparing to actually physically hold that manifestation. So that's also magic, by the way. Everything is magic. Literally, if you have you do an action with a specific intention for your life or yourself, that is magic. Okay? Okay. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about liminal dreaming, the mind awake, body asleep state. I think this is a great place to revisit if you have fallen out of your practice, if you feel maybe not as focused, or maybe you don't even feel the urge to like lucid dream and induce out-of-body experiences right now. When in doubt, practice lucid dream, or that as well. But when in doubt, practice liminal dreaming. I feel like that's something that's very accessible, especially because you don't have to be asleep to do it. You can, take like 20 to 30 minutes out of your day and just go lay on the couch and close your eyes, and you can use it for so many things outside of just inducing, like dream states like lucid dreaming and out-of-body experiences. And I use it a lot for creative ideas and for aha moments. We think that we don't have some of the answers that we're looking for, but really it's just because we haven't allowed that part of our mind to express itself. When we're overstimulated and we're always looking for something to keep our attention, we don't have space to think. We don't give ourselves space to think. And so obviously that could make us feel confused or make us feel like we're behind when we're actually not. So just taking some time to break up your day and maybe just think about something that you're trying to figure out. I use this for the most everything, for business ideas, but also just like little hacks in my life. I am like a handy woman in my own way. I will figure out, if I can't figure out how to fix something, like there's always a way. I say that so much. There's always a way. I'm thinking of getting that tattooed on me sometime, because like anytime something breaks or we don't have something that is needed for something else, I always find a way to be innovative and creative. And even this one, our Keurig broke like a year ago. Our Keurig broke and we had tons of coffee pods that we wanted to use. This is just like a silly example. And obviously, like, what do? You just poke a hole in it and try to drain water. Like, it's going to be difficult without a Keurig, kind of. But I was like, what could we do? Because there was like the really good chai vanilla coffee. If you like chai, you already know. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna find a way to have this. And I took a nap, but I was like meditating, and I didn't plan to get this idea, but in like right before I fell asleep, or right as I was waking up, something like that, I like saw this action in my liminal dream of like taking tongs out and finding this weird tea strainer that I didn't even remember that we had in the back of this left cupboard behind the fridge. Grab that, put the tongs on the thing, and then just dump the contents of the Keurig thing into that, take my little tea boiler thing and just pour it over. And make sure to have like a little coffee filter at the bottom to fill. These are instructions for my liminal dream. It gave me a step-by-step breakdown of how to have this Keurig coffee without a coffee maker. Another thing. And it totally worked. Like, it was totally fine. Our, like, hanger for our towels broke in the bathroom. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Well, the bar broke off, so it was just, like, the two little pieces on the side, I just decided, and this also came to me in a liminal dream, to just take a little piece of duct tape and push a little what's it called? Thumbtack through it. And just like barely tape it on, just one layer of tape around it, and that way it just has a little boop. That way I can just hang my towel on it. I did it. And it worked. And we had it like that until we moved. Just the little things, okay? Or cooking. Maybe I'm like making a new cookie recipe. And I play this game with myself where it's like without a recipe, because I love baking, I love cooking, I love eating food. One of my favorite activities ever. And so I'll get like ideas for recipes in my dreams or my liminal dreams, or like just a deep meditation. These things that I wasn't able to figure out in waking life automatically, and my dreams figured out. How to set up my podcast space. I was running into issues with lighting, sound, all through liminal dreams, fixed it. I'm telling you, it is like a direct connection to your intuition, and it can be used for so much more than just inducing lucid dreams and out-of-body experiences. If there's something you're really trying to figure out, maybe it would just be a good idea to surrender and relax and to enter a deeper state, the subconscious, and see what comes from that. Because if we are too stimulated, if we don't even have a time to allow ourselves to think, you know, our brain isn't really going to have time to make that time while we're consciously awake. So just setting some time aside just to completely relax. Even just to reset a pattern interrupt. You're stressed at work, you can't focus, whatever it is. When in doubt, liminal dreaming. When in doubt, mind awake, body sleep, whatever you want to say. But if you feel like you're falling out of your practice, or you feel overwhelmed and you need to relax, or you're trying to figure out an answer to something, or you're trying to perfect a recipe, whatever, liminal dreaming might be able to help you. I'm telling you, I'm not joking when I say your dreams are a direct connection to your intuition, along with your feelings. Your feelings and your dreams are so important. Those are so important. Because sometimes our mind can tell us something that's not true, right? Because it could be based off like a past experience, a fear, something we've heard, like whatever. But what you feel inside is real. And what you dream of and what you experience in these deeper states when you're not like fully aware, that is real. That is the truth. This experience is illusionary. That's the difficult part, is learning to see through this illusion that we have been programmed to think is solid and real. That's the thing. That's not reality. Because it also can change and be manipulated. Based on our internal state. So our internal state is the thing that is real. These deeper experiences that we can have in altered states, those are real, because they directly influence this illusionary world which can be taken apart and put together in different ways, right? Like, it's not solid and consistent. It changes based on our internal environment. So that is the thing that I really believe we should focus on. I had the most magical time yesterday. I have really just been working on following my feelings, like whatever I feel in the moment, doing that, and it's led me to some pretty cool places. I've been taking more time in between work to just listen to how I feel, just to be in tune with my body. And all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys have ever had that like random, like, how do I explain it, like the feeling of gratitude, for example, just like overcome your body out of nowhere for no reason. It's like you just access alignment or whatever, like in that moment. Or you just all of a sudden feel so much love you want to cry, or you just feel so happy all of a sudden. And you're like, oh, where did this come from? That's what happens when I just take a moment to like feel how I'm feeling. It's like my body's appreciation for me taking the time to listen to what it needs. And so I actually create enough presence and awareness where I can feel all of these feelings that we search outside of ourselves for. They're already here. But how are we going to feel all the feelings we want to feel if we don't allow ourselves to feel, and we don't learn about what we're feeling inside? We are so quick to label and judge things that we feel inside. We put them into boxes. If you've never looked up that feelings wheel that I've talked about, it shows you how many emotions a human can feel. And I'm sure there's like so much more than what's on that list as well. But like we're usually like, oh, this feels bad, this feels good, oh, this is sad, angry. What if I could tell you there were like sub-emotions within sub-emotions within sub-emotions, and the emotions that you train yourself to feel and you really get good at being present with, you're training your body to be able to feel deeper emotions. You're training yourself to be able to feel everything you want to feel in that desired reality. Relaxed, playful, excited. Remember those laughing attacks that you used to have with your friends where your stomach would be hurting so bad, and it was the best thing ever, and that would just make you laugh harder. And you probably reached a point in your adulthood where you're like, I don't laugh like that anymore, or I haven't laughed like that in a long time. Am I just like numb to feeling? Do I just have a dumb sense of humor? Nothing makes me laugh? Like, these are the questions I asked myself. As I got older, I was like, why am I not feeling as much like joy as I used to have with my friends, you know? It's because we create so many judgments as an adult, and we tell ourselves we don't have time to feel. And there's a lot more time to feel when we were younger, for most of us, for some of us, you know? But now I'm reaching a point in my life where I feel safe enough to be that childlike version of myself. I feel safe enough to listen to how I feel and just to honor it. If you like surprises, if you like mystery, if you like being spontaneous, just go with what you're feeling. If you have something planned for your day, but all of a sudden you feel super lit up about doing something else and you want to go like run in the rain or something, go do that. That's actually what I was going to tell you that I did the other day with Juno. I think it was yesterday. I was working, and I know some of us can't do that. Like, obviously some of us have to reserve specific times for our days to do something, but it's just about not letting yourself forget about what you need in the moment. If you're at work and you get this really strong urge to create something, or write it down. Let your body know that you're listening, at least, you know, and you can come back to that. So that it can work depending, you know, no matter what your day looks like. But I just had this urge where I heard the rain outside, and I just had this urge to like go outside with Juno. And I'm like, okay, this sounds fun. And it's cool because it's like rolling the dice. You don't know what your inner self or your soul is wanting to do today, so it's kind of fun just to go along with it. But we went outside. It was so fun. It was so fun. We were like running, and I look over him, and it's seriously like those movies where you're like running next to someone and it's in slow motion. It was like that with my doggy, and we were just running in the rain. We were touching all the trees. He stops at every single tree that he passes, and so I do too. And he's taught me to be present and not rush all the time. And so, and I'm telling you, he's the definition of stop and smell the roses. He stops like at every couple feet. And so I've just gotten really good at just being present and looking at things that I don't usually take the time to observe outside. We walked all the way to our favorite spot, and we saw tons of deer. There's like 4 or 5 deer, and usually there aren't deer over there. And intuitively, I just decided to sing to them. I don't know what came over me. I just felt it inside, so I was like, sure. And they were running. They weren't running, but as soon as they saw us, they looked at us, and they were starting to go back into like the trees. I started to sing, and they all stopped. They all turned their heads. They were frozen, just looking at us. And as I'm singing to them, in my head, I'm like, I love animals and nature so much, so maybe I'd take it over the top, whatever. It's fun to me. I was singing to them, but I was also trying to send them like positive messages that they're safe and they are loved and all of it. And then they started to walk towards me. They would take a step, and then they would sit for a little bit and take a step. And I think it's because I allowed myself to feel who I was in that moment and not try to be someone else, because that creates resistance. And we can see that that's true because even animals can feel resistance. Animals, nature, that is all in perfect alignment with, you know, with their biology and their instincts. So we can observe how energy works when we look at animals in nature. And it's interesting that when I didn't even know they were there and I was just walking, they started to like get a little startled and, you know, kind of move away from me. But as soon as I started to kind of create a conscious type of energy in that moment and be a little more playful, usually it was like a bird song or something. I don't know. I sing all the time, constantly. I sing more than I talk. But it just felt natural, and it's so cool to see how the world responds to it. And birds started flying everywhere. There were these snow geese that started following me and Juno home. And we live in a magical world if we take time to follow our magical urges. Our urges that don't make sense. That make, you know, that we just want to run outside and maybe squish our feet in the mud. Like, do it, whatever. Like, and I think when we allow ourselves to live in that way, it just creates this internal freedom that just starts to kind of like ripple in everything that we do. And that in turn allows us to feel more inspired and motivated more often, because our body knows that we're going to listen to an urge that comes up, you know, that will actually serve us on a deep level. We're so used to saying not now, not now. So our body stops telling us when something needs to be addressed, and it just starts doing it on its own. For example, like panic attacks. I'm sure there's warnings and like symptoms leading up to maybe some of your panic attacks. They're just maybe more subtle. Like before, I used to think that my panic attacks would just like hit me out of nowhere, and they felt like they kind of would, but I would feel them coming, you know. But now it's like I can, because I've been trying to be so conscious of like how, even the little subtle things that I feel inside, when something feels off in a situation, or I feel like I need to take time away to like calm down or whatever, I can feel it a lot sooner than I did before. And I think it's because like that intuitive like part of our inner selves, it's like it trusts us to listen. It's kind of like dreams. We are always dreaming, but our brain's gonna stop saving all the content if we don't do anything with it, right? It's that intelligent kind of energy that goes off of what we are allowing to happen, or what we show we're interested in. So if you show your body you're interested in what it wants to do, what you have to say, what your inner child needs, like it can be fun and playful, especially if you let go of the fear of being judged. Like now I'll go out and dance and sing outside, I'll blast my music, and I'll just skip around. I'll do like if you saw me, you probably know it's me out in the world, because and sometimes I do feel like people are watching me and I almost want to, but that's the challenge, push through. Like the universe will kind of challenge us in ways to see if we're willing to be committed to who we want to be. And so it will put us in like uncomfortable situations sometimes where we really have to prove, oh shit, okay, I was just talking about how I learned this, you know, to act in this way, and now I'm put in a position where I have to prove it. I think it's all for us, but I think if we can just keep in mind who we want to be and how we want to feel, and challenge this reality in ways that it challenges us, just have fun with it, I think your intuition, your dreams, everything will open up to you a lot more. But the whole point of that rant was following your intuition, which is following how you feel inside, whatever you need in the moment. If you want to go brush your teeth for the 4th time today and sing a song to yourself in the mirror because you just feel like you need to do that, you need to do that. Okay? Get used to honoring the silly, childlike, playful part of yourself if you want that to come out more. And on the laughing topic, ever since I've been doing this, I've been having those crazy laughing attacks by myself, just like watching something or hearing something. I laugh at my own jokes a lot. And I've just learned to be more playful because I feel like I can now. You know, there's a huge part of my life where it's like, just get through, you know, like just get through. But now it's like, I don't know. If I want to color, I'll do it. And you just have to make time. That's the thing. Even if it's 5 minutes, show your body that you're listening, or let your body know when you're going to make time. Okay, I got this urge to do this thing that sounds awesome. I'm at work right now, so I'm going to put this down for Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And commit and follow through. It's just about working with that part of yourself wherever you're at. Okay. I'm sorry. I look at the chat, I'm like, oh, I did go on a rant for a sec. Okay. Where's Juno? Juno is over there. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna get some snacks for Johnny really fast. And we're gonna see if we could, yeah, play with him. 1 second. He just woke up, so it might take him a moment to come over. But I'll get a snack ready. Okay, wait. You're the first person to tell me that you've had the same experience. That's so dope! I'm definitely gonna go for more of those videos. Yes, we have to talk about that more. Because it's, I even said I was gonna make like a, I don't know, like this notebook, how to describe it, of places that I've been in my dreams, and like list the qualities of that place and stuff, and how it evolves over time, because there's lots of places that I go back to, you know, in my dreams. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to run experiments with that and see like how it changes. Also, who liked the Lucid Dreaming Challenge series? Because I stopped that for a while. But I'm kind of thinking of bringing it back in a way because also, look at it. It makes me so happy. What was I saying? Oh yes, Lucid Dream Challenge, because I have a lot of ideas for it. And we can, I really want, the point of the Lucid Dreaming Challenge that I had was to push your guys's limits with what you think is possible in the lucid dream. Creating fire in the palm of your hand, being able to create a song that you have never heard, like just will a song to start playing that you've never heard before. Engaging in your senses, working with your sense of smell within your dreams, taste, sound, touch, you know. And that like really builds these muscles that will allow us to experience these easier. Juno! Can you sit? Sit? Oh, good boy. Ah! Sorry guys, my phone. You want it? Come here. Come here, Jean. Come here. Come here. Oh my god. He's so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. One more, and then we gotta save these for a trip. I got so many snacks for him for our trip. Oh, by the way, that's happening Friday. I'm going to Washington on... And I'm staying... Okay, you need to go on the ground, phone. You are way too loud. Yes, but I'm going for like 10-ish days. I'm gonna see if I can still do the streams out there, though. I'm gonna still try to... Sorry, my office is a complete disaster. Everything, I'm like, let's just pull everything apart at once. Okay. Okay. Was in hospital, they stuck a tube down my throat so I could breathe. I don't remember, they gave me a... Oh my god. How are you feeling now, Victor? Are you okay? Oh, Skip, that's great to hear. This, yeah, liminal dreaming is something that anybody could practice at any time, regardless if you've even had a lucid dream before. It's a different practice. I wouldn't say it's just a technique to induce lucid dreams at all. It's definitely its own thing with its own magic. Yes. Happy birthday, Victor. Hello, Ghost Wolf. How is it going? Is liminal dreaming like when you experience hypnagogia? Yes. So liminal dreaming happens on the edges of sleep. So right before you fall asleep and right when you are waking up, that's when we are in that state. And the reason why we can access such a deeper state before we fall asleep and as we wake up is because our subconscious mind is more open than our conscious mind. And when we wake up for the day and we're super stimulated and we're just doing work and all of that, it's very hard to access. That's why we forget our dreams, for example, because we wake up too quickly. We close our subconscious mind too quickly almost when we wake up. And so you can use this in several ways, but falling asleep slower. If you're someone who falls asleep really, really quickly, see how long you can stay awake but relaxed. And of course, we're so used to our minds falling asleep before our body, like that's what's normal. But this practice is seeing if your body can fall asleep before your mind does. And you will feel when your body starts to fall asleep. There's certain sensations that kind of correlate with that. And it could be heaviness, light tingling kind of sensation. Sometimes it can feel like like your foot falls asleep or something. Sometimes your whole body will feel that way. And then you can start to kind of hear high-pitched noises very gently, or it really depends. Sometimes music, it really depends on the person, but there are some auditory sounds, usually some visuals and some physical sensations, especially if you're just starting this. After a while, you might notice that your like sensations change and stuff, which mine do now that I've done it more, which is kind of unfortunate because I really love the really intense like physical sensations of the vibrational state and, you know, when your body actually falls asleep. But yeah, it's see if you can fall asleep slow, you know, more slowly, and see what happens the deeper you get into this state. Just stay relaxed. Your breathing will be normal as well. It's almost like you're just pretending to be asleep almost. You're just keeping your mind conscious, and you will start to notice these like stages that you go through. When you wake up for the day, if you can, try to wake up slowly, which for some people is difficult because, well, for a few reasons. Some people don't have the time in the morning. Some people, once they're up, they're up. But see if you can give yourself like even just an extra 5 minutes, even if you set your alarm 5 minutes earlier, or if you have one of those alarms where you can hear it, it goes off, and then you don't even have to wake up. That's ideal because then you won't even have to move, and you can easily go back into a dream consciously that way. And you don't interrupt that liminal state when you have to get up and turn off your alarm. Of course you can go back into it, but sometimes it would be helpful just to hear a noise that wakes you up but still allows you to kind of remain in the same position. So that also helps with dream recall. If you can wake up and just kind of ask yourself what you dreamt about, if you remember being anywhere in particular, if you remember who you were with, you know, and just kind of running your memory back from, you know, what happened that night. So those are easy ways to start working with the hypnagogic state. Then if you have time during the day, just lay down almost like you're just going to meditate. I lay on my back, I take a few really nice deep breaths, and then I just allow my eyes to stay closed, and I just try to focus my mind on a particular point under my vision. Eventually maybe I start to try to create images and shapes just by will alone. That's a really good practice that I do. I'll try to manifest like red triangle, blue circle, you know, and I wait for it to form, and you actually can start to create visuals just through will once you've kind of, you know, access a deeper state. And you'll notice when you start to access a deeper state in hypnagogia, or, you know, by the way, hypnagogia or the hypnagogic state, that's as you're falling into sleep. Hypnopompia or the hypnopompic state is the liminal state when you're coming out of sleep. So there's that little, they're the same states, just one's before sleep and one's after. I don't remember the exact point that I was talking about, just barely. But if you just allow that imagery to kind of form, eventually you will start to see, you will start to not only see images, but you'll feel like your thoughts aren't making any sense. You know, like as you're starting to fall asleep, you might see dream scenes, and then you might start thinking random things that don't make any sense. That's because you're starting to get more drowsy, and you're starting to enter that deep state. So when you notice that stage, you know, you start to just start to have random content show up that you aren't like consciously thinking, then you know it's extra important to keep a little more awareness, focus, but still allow this state to form. It's just kind of observing these phases just helps you check back in with awareness, like, oh, let me bring myself, you know, back to the present moment, because you will dip in and out of sleep, and that's totally fine to do as long as you can, you know, either stay in that deeper state right before you fall asleep, or just bring yourself back up when you dip in. It's really just about dipping out of that state when you dip in and riding that wave. It's just riding the wave between wakefulness and sleep. So it's going to look different for some, but the fundamentals are the same, and it's incredible for building focus. It's going to help you in your meditations and your visualization practices, because you're using those direct muscles to liminal dream and to create things just through will. Your teaching your body to maintain a state without interruption, which is of course very powerful for meditation, lucid dreaming, out-of-body experiences, all of the good stuff, right? And it's also going to help you stabilize your experiences and prolong, like make them longer, as far as lucid dreams, out-of-body experiences, and so on, because you're using those same muscles of focus and awareness that allow us to stabilize our experiences when we're dreaming. I always say if you're in a lucid dream and it starts to get a little cloudy or it starts to kind of break apart, just start interacting and engaging with the dream in some way, with some of your senses. What can you see all around you? How far can you actually see? What can you hear? Can you feel your hands when you rub them together? What do your clothes feel like? What does the ground feel like? You just want to re-engage with your senses. So engaging with your senses in the liminal state, that's building that muscle, and it's going to allow you to stabilize really any experience that you have in an altered state, from my experience anyway. Again, it can also be used for aha moments, business ideas. Of course, it can be used to as a platform to drop down into deeper sleep states and dream states. I mean, there's so many things we can use this for. It's also a great way to manifest as well in this state, because you're mentally rehearsing visualization, right? You're using your senses. And so one of my favorite liminal dreaming practices is to live in my ideal reality in my mind. I literally did that last night before I went to sleep. And really, all I did was put myself in the reality of living in Washington, smelling the salty air by the beach, tasting my favorite cup of coffee that I had out there, hearing the people and the dogs just play around. Like, I would just make it feel so real to myself that I actually started to feel like I was there. And that's one way to induce a lucid dream, for example. So they're all connected, but they can be used individually. But yeah, and again, your brain cannot tell the difference between something that's actually happening, something you're imagining, or something you're dreaming about. It's all the same to your brain. This is why what we allow ourselves to mentally rehearse is so important. If we're mentally rehearsing the worst case scenario, we're creating that reality in our body and making our brain think that actually happened, and that's how we start to feel fear and worry, because we're giving our brain a reality that we don't really want to have, but we're mentally rehearsing it as if it's real. So we can use this to our detriment or to our advantage. So I definitely recommend playing with the best case scenarios, the positive what ifs, and putting yourself in that reality as vividly as you can. And even just in the liminal state, doing that, you might notice you actually start to feel symptoms of the vibrational state, which means your body is falling asleep, almost, enough for you to induce a lucid dream or out-of-body experience. So even just doing visualization practices for manifestation in the liminal state can help you induce lucid dreams and astral travel, because it's all using the same muscles, the sensations, the visualization, the perception switch, and so if you've been here on this channel for a while, the connection between all of these states and how they can be used to serve each other in multiple ways, but you can also use them individually as well. But yeah, there's so many uses to the liminal state, and it's so easy to access. And again, maybe someone's watching a movie in the living room. Just close your eyes and listen, like let the sound of the movie anchor your awareness. So in other words, keep you awake, but allow yourself to just allow it to be a part of the background, and just allow yourself to kind of drop in, relax your eyes, and just be aware of what is happening as it's happening. You're not trying to change or create anything. And you'll notice you enter some really deep states, and sometimes you'll enter these weird dreams where the sound from the TV is actually the sound in your dream, but the dream's a completely different scenario. I'm sure you guys totally experienced that. Yeah, so you can have really cool dream states outside of REM by practicing liminal dreaming, the mind awake, body asleep state. And again, it's just for fun, and there's one really cool thing that I like to do, though, before I read the rest of the comments. You know how I said there's, like, really random thoughts that come to you that, like, don't really make any sense? Well, you can have a voice recorder going, or even, like, voice to talk or something, and when you see something, like speak it into your voice recorder or your voice to talk to, like write it down, because you'll see the most random stuff. Wood picket fence, blue paintbrush, stick next to a pine cone, whatever it is. You'll start to get all this random information. And sometimes it's cool to review it after to see if they actually correlate with each other, to see if this could be some sort of cryptic answer to something in your life you've been trying to figure out. The liminal stage is really fun because you never know what to expect, and it's different every time. And again, yeah, it is easy to access, regardless if you're a lucid dreamer or not. You know, it's totally separate than that, but of course could be used for that. Let's see. Oh, 911 Chan, thank you so much for the $10, my friend. Thank you for the support. Is there anything just to liminal dreaming that you're aware of in Tibetan dream yoga? We'll have to have Daniel on. I don't know if he's still. Oh yeah, Daniel Kelly. We'll have to have him on to chat about that. Daniel, do you have anything to say on the question that 911 Chan said? Because I know we've talked about that a little bit, and I'm sure there are lots of Tibetan dream yoga practices using liminal dreaming, but most of the practices that I'm familiar with take place while lucid and kind of are in relation to changing the structure of the dream. So willing it to kind of collapse while you're still lucid and build back up a new dream. It's kind of using the same muscles we were talking about, just barely. So I'm sure there's so much on that. But Daniel, do you know of any like Tibetan dream yoga practices that are specifically related to liminal dreaming in particular? Because that's a very good question. I guess it kind of does look like an aquarium, right? I wish. I would love to have an aquarium, but I definitely want it to be way bigger. I'd want like an aquarium wall. That way it's like super cool, but also that they have lots of room to swim around. Let's see. Ever try a YouTube aquarium? No. What is that? Do I have bears in my trash? Like, like stuffed animals or something? I was so confused. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Victor, I'm gonna need you to explain. Meditating before sleep definitely helps me gain vivid dreams, although it makes it harder for me to be aware that it's a dream because now reading and feeling textures in my dream is normal now. See, and that's the fun about, you know, with playing with new techniques and methods and creating your own, because you will get used to, you know, certain methods of induction or techniques after a while, and it kind of requires you to like change things up because our brain, you know, once it's wired to do something, it's wired to do it, and it can do it automatically without us even interfering at all. So sometimes it's difficult with lucid dreaming because let's say you're waking up at 4 a.m. and you're doing this technique and it's really, really worked for you for like over 2 years or something, and all of a sudden it stops working and you're not sure if it's something that you did, is it something that you ate or something, like. But sometimes you just need to change up the technique because your brain's so used to waking up at this specific time, doing this specific, you know, technique, and eventually it's not as effective. Like, I remember the first, I was able just to get lucid off of like Filed, if you guys remember. It's like where it's finger induced lucid dream where you barely move the muscles in your fingers as you're laying down, and it pretty much just keeps you awake. It pretty much does the same thing that liminal practice will do as far as just anchoring awareness while you drop in. But I used to just be able to get lucid from that. I've gotten lucid, I get lucid just from using my sense of smell, like imagining smelling something, like imagining smelling lilacs I could get lucid from. So we can get lucid in all these cool ways, and we can induce cool dream states with all of our senses, but we're so accustomed to one way. Lay down, visualize, repeat, say this affirmation. When we're really just touching the surface, there's so many different ways that we can get lucid. My favorite ways are using smell and taste. Oh, okay. There's a much liminal state work, and we'll go to Vedanta for that. That system is replete with such... Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure because I assumed there had to be something, but I didn't, know for sure. But most of my dream yoga, Tibetan dream yoga practices and, stuff that I read and study on is definitely just based in the actual lucid dream space itself. So thank you for answering that question, Daniel. We're actually going to have Daniel on the podcast as well. Daniel is an incredible... Daniel, give me a bio right now of yourself. I don't want to leave anything out. He's written some incredible books that we're going to promote and talk about on the podcast. He's also we have the deepest conversations for hours, sometimes all day. And there's so much to talk about with Daniel, and I know you guys will love talking about him. He's also an incredible magician and musician. Yeah, he's just all of it. And artist, just everything. And he has such a refined practice, and he's really just a powerhouse. So I can't wait for you guys to to chat with us and to ask Daniel all the questions, because there's some burning questions. Yes, that counts. Am I crazy, or did I just come back from my bank and they said America no longer does cash transactions? I haven't heard of that. I don't think so, but I don't know. It is definitely possible. I Google it, yeah, no more cash when it comes to physical bills anymore. Really? Oh. Well, I do collect I have like money bowls and stuff, and I have like $2 bills and all that, and I actually pulled out cash because I was like, one day we're not going to be able to, use cash for a lot of things, and so I wanted to have a cool little stash that eventually will be worth trillions. Probably not, but you never know. Plus, I just think it'll be cool, and I'll feel like Mr. Krabs, and I'm just gonna frame my favorite dollar bill up and be like, back in my day, we used to exchange these little pieces of paper for whatever it can get us. Now our money doesn't even exist. It's just not even there. Total magic trick. Milan work is deep dream work. Specifically, the liminal states are different bardos than the Milan bardo for the most part, though they obviously overlap in practice. Yeah, Daniel's the man for all of those questions. None of that money is going to be worth anything. Yeah, things are only worth what we make it. Like, people used to literally unalive other people for milk and spices and black pepper. Like, currency is really whatever people think at that moment is valuable. Books will never disappear in my house. I'll keep all the books alive for us. I'm gonna have the biggest, most beautiful library. And people always ask, why don't you listen to audiobooks? And I do listen to audiobooks sometimes, but it's Kindles. Yeah, it's like the Kindle type stuff. Because I feel like I'm just scrolling on my phone. I don't feel like I'm relaxed and reading on a Kindle. And I'm not judging at all. Whatever you love. But for me, it feels like too stimulated. I could get distracted. It's too, I don't know. I love the feeling of a physical book, the smell of the physical book. How many people have held this book in their hands and read these stories and how it's impacted other people's lives. It's like I don't know. Everything feels like it has, I don't know. I just really care about books. I think they're very sacred. I think we need to keep them alive. I think we need to cherish them and take care of them. Did I show you guys my Alice in Wonderland book? that I got an Alice in Wonderland book that's over 100 years old. It's like over 113 years old or something. I have it in a box, all put away so nicely because I want to preserve it and read it, you know, occasionally. Okay, I'll go get it really fast. I'll go get it. No, we are not at an auction. Shelby, no one is getting this, okay? It is sacred. I literally almost cried when I found this. Wow. Wow. Look at the pages. I'm so excited. Let me see if I can find Down the Rabbit Hole. Oh, a little thing about it. Oh, it was created in 1915. 1915. Ooh, that is like the thing that I love more than anything is Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland, I have every version of the book. It is the world that I live in my mind. I truly believe Wonderland exists. And I think that that belief really serves me on a deep level because now my dreams are very magical. Why can I not find any pictures? I know there's pictures in here. Oh, I love the smell of this book. Oh! Oh, yes. It has the real Alice printed in there. And like back in the day, their costumes and stuff are so creepy. I love it. It's so cool. Have you seen that? Like Halloween in like the 30s or 20s. Oh my god. So cool. So yeah, Alice in Wonderland is like my love. And I know I'm a little late to the party. And I've always loved Harry Potter, but like it's really hit. Ever since Hogwarts Legacy come out, oh girl, it's hit. Like I'm yo. It's intense. It's intense. It's intense. But so lovely. And now I have this cool wand, which, let me tell you, is powerful. I've been using it on everything in my life. And I create all my own little spells and all my little Chance's foot spa out of everything. Broke yesterday. And I said, 1 sec. Let me go get my wand and cast a little spell. And it will work. Just give it a moment, okay? I did my little spell. But I believed so hard that it did something. And guess what? And he tried all morning, by the way, to get it to work. It was dead. We were gonna call the manufacturer. I was like, 1 sec. Hold up. I can do this, okay? I can. And I did. And then I said, okay, I think it should start working soon. Just don't touch it for a little bit. Let me know. Comes back 20 minutes later. You're magical. Don't blame me. I'm just the vessel, sir. But magic's real. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I love the story on Alice Little. She's so cool. See, and when I was a kid, I used to swear I'd be able to make it rain. Like I'd be outside and I would just in my heart will it to rain. And everyone always was singing like rain, rain, go away, come again another day, and I was offended because I was like, what are you talking about? We need the rain to come to us. We need to call in the rain. You know, we need to dance and stomp on the earth and like become primal animals and make it rain and thunder like the badass gods we are. Yes, I was 9 years old. That was an exact quote. But really, I always would do that. I would say, I changed their little song to the exact opposite, but it was pretty much the same song. I was like, you know what? I'm going to counter your little rain go away spell, and we're going to see what happens. And making it rain, baby. Ooh. Never Ending Story is another wonderful book for lucid dreamers. Oh, yes, I need more books like that. All my books are like self-help books, which I love. Philosophy, science books. One of the only fiction books that I have is Harry Potter. So I need more. I guess Alice in Wonderland too, but those aren't fiction. See what I'm saying? Like, and views 111. See, magic is real, okay? Those books are real. The worlds are real, okay? I've seen them. I felt them, I promise. I did an out-of-body experience during sleep paralysis. When? What happened? I want to hear about it. I had a dream that there was a person who was hitting a hen drum, causing lightning to shoot down from the sky. Oh my god. Sounds awesome. Heck, if I can summon any elemental force. If you could summon any elemental force, it would be tornadoes and okay, what kind of bender would you guys be? Would you be a fire bender, earth bender, air bender, or water bender? I want to say, well, if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, they even talk about, like, fire can be an incredible source of power, but it's easy to lose control of, and it causes mass destruction. And so, even though I want to be a firebender because it sounds badass, I want to, like, do magical, happy things for the earth, okay? And so, maybe, like, an airbender and a... This is the discussion, right? Like, what Hogwarts house are you in, and what kind of bender are you? Okay, I was like, wait, what? Yeah, Earthbender would be cool. Plus Toph, if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, is amazing. Toph is the best. Oh, I did that, the spoon bending thing. I did it like 2 years ago. Does anyone have experience with that? I don't know if it's just placebo or not, but they say you can literally look at a spoon, you literally look at it until you see it as bendable, clay, like whatever. And you'll feel when you do it, and then you do it and you can bend it. I'm telling you, I don't know, maybe it's placebo, but I even recorded it, and it was like, I could bend the spoon if I really tried, you know? It was pretty solid. It was like a spoon. And then after I, like, did the little thing, I don't know, maybe your awareness is, like, changing the quantum makeup or the molecular makeup of the spoon. Or maybe you think you're doing that. I don't know. But then you can, like, bend it really easily. I don't know. Is it a 60s trick? How is it a trick, though? I'm confused. And people were so mad at me. I heard about it, and so I tried it, and I made a video. And people were like, oh, you're... like, people were accusing me of, like, lying and, like, try it again. But, like, I was like, I didn't even know this was, like, controversial. I just, like, heard of this cool thing and wanted to try it. And so I, like, did a video. And then, like, everyone was so upset. Slytherin, they're probably the coolest. Slytherin for sure is the coolest. But morally, if I'm, like day to day, who am I? I'm a Ravenclaw with a touch of Hufflepuff because of, like, the botanical animal side of Hufflepuff, which I love. But the rest is, like, Ravenclaw for sure. But Slytherin is, like, the OG house. You know that, like, we might not morally be a Slytherin, but they're the most powerful house. I'd be a quantum bender or a dream bender. You know, I can help in multiple ways, like dreams when you're sleeping, but I can also make people's dreams come to life. You know, waking life is not a thing. I know those are two completely different types of dreams. But I don't know, I want a cool superpower that like is different than what I'm used to hearing. Yeah, I love that. I love that, Daniel. Very Daniel answer of you. Reminds me of creation story I wrote it. Oh my god. Good, Shelby. Are you still here, Shelby? Are you ever gonna download Counter-Strike? Just 2 games. Probably a little more than 2. But are you ever gonna download Counter-Strike? Or install? Sorry. Also, by the way, so I had the podcast that was done. And I filmed it. And then the audio just completely let me down. And it was, I don't know. And the file, it seems like the file's corrupt or something, because I even tried to put it in my software to fix the audio. So yeah, I'm gonna have to redo that. But also keep in mind, I'm going to Washington Friday. I have a couple classes to do before then. I gotta clean out my entire house before then. I gotta get ahead on meditations, hopefully extra content as well, for Patrons. I'm now also going to be offering an extra episode to the Patreons. So we're going to have the regular To Lucidity and Beyond podcast that's public, but Patreons will get an extra episode every time one's released. So that's another thing that I'm working on preparing. So this week might be a little tight because of all the chaos that's coming, but I will still be available to hang out and go live and stuff, probably, for sure, at least some point while I'm out there. And then yeah, when I get back, that's when I'm going to be able to, I'm still going to try to do the podcast before I leave though. But if any content's missing or I'm, whatever, that's probably because I'm trying to rush to get a few things done. What do you mean? What kind of angel? Oh, saying number 18 all the time, what's the point? Oh, are you asking Halo Angel the question? It really also depends, number 18, what it means to you. I think that obviously, numbers within numerology have a unique symbolism, but I also think your connection to that number or that thing comes first before the collective symbol, if that makes sense. So like 3 is my power number. 3 is my favorite number. When I see 3, that's like just a confirmation of what I'm doing, and 3 is like, oh man, I see 3 threes? Are you kidding me? So that's like my favorite combination to see, but of course it's going to be something slightly different to me than others. Oh, you're in the process of moving to California. Well, we'll be kind of buddies, sort of. We'll be kind of close. My favorite color is blue. All blue. Every type of blue, all the days, all the time. I went to Kohl's yesterday and pretty much everything I got was blue. All the lights on my desk are blue. If I could live in a whole blue world, I would do it. I don't know what it is. I just love, my whole entire website is going to be blue and spacey and cloudy. I'm working on it right now, so it's going to be all, So yes, to answer, blue. Do you use Oracle decks? I don't know if you see all of those, but those are all Oracle decks. There's 3 stacks of them. There's just paintings over that one. But I think last time I counted 17 card decks in total, and I think 2 are tarot cards, and the rest are Oracle. So yeah, where is my most recent Oracle? I don't know. I'll have to. I had all of my Oracle decks together, but there were a couple of my favorites that I put somewhere else. I'll have to find it. I got a dream one, is what I was trying to show you. Some sort of dream Oracle deck that I like a lot. Blue is the best color ever, 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 ever. I love, love, love blue. What time is it? Okay. So, what I need from you guys, if there's anyone, let me pull it up very fast. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Forms, got it. Okay, so this is for the podcast. If you have let me see. Does this pull up? Okay. If you have a question or an experience to share, please let me know about it. I'm going to be using that form for the podcast to answer your guys' questions and share your experiences and to talk about them. And some of those may be put into a video. So instead of a podcast, who knows? So I'm going to use it as content to discuss and elaborate on, basically. So if you guys have questions that you would like answered in a video or the podcast, please follow the link and leave me a question. If you have an experience you would like to share with the audience, then please also pop over on that link. I also simplified it like a lot, so now it'll be really easy to submit an experience. So that is what I wanted to request from you guys. Is I have a few on there. I think I have like 3 or 4. But yeah, I guess we'll just do that segment as long as we have questions and experiences. And if there's, you know, a podcast where we don't, then that's totally fine. I think each one is going to be a little bit different. You know, we're just going to go with the flow. It's supposed to be casual, pillow talk, talking about our dreams, just really personal, casual, chill vibes. So there's not going to be any like strict structure with it. It's just going to be fun and playful and, you know. What would you like to have the most? Angel, genie, dragon. I would like a dragon. Is that an option? Because genie, technically the universe is our genie. Actually, no. Our own belief system is our genie. Whatever we tell ourselves and we believe and we emotionalize with, then the external world is like, okay, your wish is my command. So if you believe you had bad luck, bam. There's proof. Even though that's an illusion, there's proof of that right there. So we don't even need a genie. Because our beliefs. It's probably not the answer you want to hear. You're like, lame. Get out of here. That's just what I feel, or how I like to see things anyways. I actually have he's my dragon that I've met in my dreams and my out-of-body experiences, and his name is 𝒌, J-A-H, and he is an opal dragon, and he's like my humor dragon. He helps me take things, you know, not so seriously. He helps me tap into my creativity, my childlike self. And so yeah, I should probably get something to symbolize him, like a little opal egg or something. That'd be cool. Yeah. Okay guys, it's been so great hanging out with you guys. Thanks again for joining. I can't wait to hang out with you guys again. We'll see what happens Monday. I'll be heading over, driving over to Washington Friday. It's going to take like 12-ish hours. I'm not sure what we'll be doing Monday, but I will definitely capture some content. I'm going to bring my tripod and all my stuff. So yeah, we're going to see what happens. I'm pretty sure that the place you're staying at will have good internet, so yeah, shouldn't be a problem. But yeah. How do you gain more control in your lucid dreams? Stabilization. And I actually have dreams on dream control. And I believe that is in the beginners playlist if you want to check that out. Only reason I'm saying that is because we're about to end. But stabilizing the dream, engaging using your senses, that will kind of clear it up and allow you to anchor your awareness more within that experience. Do you believe in twin flame? We talked about this last time. I don't believe in it the same way that other people believe in it, but I believe that we have soul contracts with everyone we meet. Like, even someone that comes into your life for a day. You know, I believe on some energetic quantum level that was already kind of agreed upon that that person would come into your existence, even if for something very, very small, like just a thought that triggers you to do something that leads you somewhere in your life. I believe that everything is divinely orchestrated in a way where we do have some sort of kind of spiritual agreement with different people in our lives and different places in our lives and stuff as well. But I don't believe in the you know, the way that's typically talked about, and maybe we'll have to touch on that more sometime as well. Hope you and Juno have fun in Washington. Thanks, summer kid. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be his first time seeing the beach, first time ever. He's never left Utah. And this is our first road trip as a family. We're getting Airbnb. He's gonna have a yard. We're gonna hang out in the grass, gonna take him to the beach. There's lots of like national parks around and stuff. I'm gonna cry when I'm there. I'm so excited. I'm just gonna like dig my hands in the ground and just like rub the dirt on my face. I'm gonna be so excited to be in Washington where it's green and fresh and vibrant. I miss that so much. I'm just gonna lay down in the dirt and just stay there. So yes, I'm very excited. I will definitely be filming because we got to see how Juno reacts to his first time at the beach. And I really just want to take you guys along for a lot of the stuff that we will be doing. So, oh, and guys, you know, shit is going to get wild once I move out there. We're going to be doing so much stuff, like, you and me. You and me, duh, of course. On digitally, but also in person. I want to start hosting like kind of meetups and stuff eventually as well when I'm out there. But the content's going to be fire. We are all going to become best friends. I'm sure there's lots of new ways that we'll create for the community to connect with one another. I'm pumped. And you know I'm going to unleash is the word I'm looking for. My craziest, most wild, artistic, crazy self. And it's going to be awesome. So, I'm very excited. Oh, bears in the trash and that's what you mean. Okay. I was sitting here and you were like, do you have bears in your trash or something? And I live in Utah. So I thought you meant like a teddy bear in my trash. I was like, oh, I would never hurt my children in such a way. How could you? Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yes, Gino's coming. It's all for him. He's gonna turn 9 on the 17th of this month. My little baby. He's 9, but he's just like a little sweet baby. So yes, this is primarily for him. We got a beach tent so we can have a picnic at the beach. Like, I'm gonna take my little boy out for a great week on the town, okay? And you guys are gonna see it. And it's gonna be awesome. Okay, guys, I love you so much. I apologize if I did not get to your question. If you have a question that you would like me to answer in a video or the podcast, please follow that form, which will lead you to just a Google form where you can submit an experience you've had, such as a cool manifestation, a dream, a liminal dream, an out-of-body experience, whatever it is, just something cool in meditation, or you can ask a direct question and I'll talk about it on the podcast or in a video, depending on when, you know, that question or experience comes up. But thank you guys. I love you so much. Don't forget to join the Telegram chat if you would like updates as far as the live streams. Patreons, there's going to be more exclusive content for Patreons, but also a bonus podcast call with each episode, which is what I'm hoping to implement. Not this episode, but the next one. So we'll see how that goes. But lots of cool content coming for members, and I can't wait to connect with you guys further. And the new people that are coming in, there's been lots of cool new faces. So check out my link tree, which is in the description of all my videos and in my Instagram bio as well. And that's all the resources where you can connect to the community, the different groups that we have, and ways that you and I can connect as well. So yes, sweet dreams, everyone. I love you. I hope you have an incredible, magical day because you deserve it. You're very magical. And I love you, and I can't wait to see you again next week. Yeah, I hope you guys have an incredible rest of your day. And as always, I'm sending endless love and endless lucidity. Bye, guys. Have a great day.